Hey guys, John here at learningguitarnow.com, and in this lesson I'm going to show you how to play a slow blues solo in the key of A. And for this solo I'm going to use a certain concept to teach you how to go about improvising between major and minor. So this is the rule that I'm going by for the solo I played. So for the one chord, which is the A chord, I'm going to use the major pentatonic scale. And then for the 4 chord, I'm going to use the minor pentatonic scale. And for the 5 chord, I'm going to use the minor pentatonic scale. So for the whole solo, I'm just going back and forth between major pentatonic and then minor pentatonic, depending on which chord is happening in the 12-bar blues. So I think it makes a great exercise when you're learning how to blend major and minor, just doing stuff like this to help you better understand how to go about improvising over a 12-bar blues. We'll go ahead and take a look at the first few licks for free, and if you would like access to the interactive tab, the backing track, as well as the full lesson, check out the All Access Pass. When you do become an All Access Pass subscriber, you'll also gain access to Blues Guitar Method 1 and Method 2, in which I go over how to completely understand the way I like to teach it, blending major and minor over the 1, the 4, and the 5 chord in a 12-bar blues. What do you do? Do you play major? Do you play minor? I go over how to think about that whole process. And it's just not really one simple answer. There's a lot of things you can think about, and there's a lot of things you can do depending on what you want to sound like. Okay, let's go ahead and start the lesson. Okay, now I'm going to break this solo down for you into 8 separate licks. This is in the key of A, and lick 1 sounds like this. Okay, so that's lick number 1. It's a very simple lick here. And once again, we're going with the notion that over the 1 chord, which is the A chord, we're going to use the major pentatonic. For our 4 chord, we're going to use the minor pentatonic scale. And for our 5 chord, we'll use our minor pentatonic scale as well. So this is technically an intro. I'm just insinuating that this is over the 1 chord. We're just going to let that last note hang. It's a quick change 12-bar blues, so we're just going to let 7th fret on the D string here hang for 12 counts, 12/8 slow blues. But this first little intro piece is taken directly from the major pentatonic scale. So you start on the 7th fret here with the A string. I like to use my pinky for this because you got this cool B.B. King pattern. Major pentatonic little pattern scale right there. This is our 5th interval. You get that really cool sound. It's our major 6, then our root. And you'll hear Clapton, B.B. King, all kind of blues players starting off blues tunes like that. Now I'm going to slide into the major 3rd from the minor 3rd. So technically, the minor 3rd note here on the 5th fret of the G string is not in the major pentatonic scale. But really, in essence, you can take any note that is in the major pentatonic scale. We're just taking this little pattern here and slide to it. If you want to play 7, I'm not thinking about any scale other than the major pentatonic. I'm just saying every note that's in the major pentatonic scale, I'm just going to slide a 1 fret before that note. I have no clue. Well, I do know, but I'm just saying if I didn't, I'm not thinking consciously about anything other than, hey, here's a note. I'm going to slide into it from 1 fret below. I'm not thinking theory or anything at all, and it always will work. It depends on what you want to use it with, but that's an easy way to make some of your pentatonic scales sound a little bit more creative. Just slide into that note. Don't think about anything other than, because you can always use the note before it. Sounds great. Just slid it on every single note. So if people say, oh, you put the 5th fret in there, it's the minor third, this doesn't count as the major pentatonic. If we're going to get picky like that, any bend that you do can take it out of the scale as well as microtones in vibrato. So we're not going to take it that far. This is the position. You can do any kind of inflection that you want. This is the rule that I'm using in this lesson. So pretty easy little pattern. A little takeaway here from sliding before the note. If you want to start off any blues tune, it sounds really cool. It sounds great over the 1 chord all the time. Okay, so that is it for lick 1. All right, lick 2 sounds like this. Okay, so lick 2, remember, we're going to the minor pentatonic scale now. I'm utilizing this first position minor pentatonic scale in A, that thing. So I'm just gonna bend it right when the D7 chord comes around. It's a quick change, 12 bar, so we only have 1 bar of A. Then we go to D7 for the next bar here. So I'm just bending this. 8th fret slightly. And now bar your first finger on the 5th fret of the high E and B. So we got 5 and the high E B. Walk right down that pentatonic scale, 8. Bend 7th fret up slightly. 7th fret here. 5 on the G. Then 7 on the D string. And then we're gonna 5, 7, then bend that slightly, that 5th fret on the G string. Hit 7th fret twice. Second time you hit it, that's when the 1 chord comes back in. That's when that comes back in. Add some vibrato to that. So once again, the 1 chord, we did the major pentatonic beginning, and then the 4 chord, the D chord, we moved to the minor pentatonic. So pretty basic lick there. Sounds really cool. You could kind of improvise it as well. You can play anything you want, really, over that D7. Whole point is you can learn this solo and start expanding on it using your own ideas. Okay, so that is lick 2. All right, lick 3 sounds like this. All right, lick 3, really simple, easy lick. So we're on the 1 chord, remember? We just ended this. We're going to let that 7 ring out here, our root note on our D string. And right around the 12th count, we're going to hit 9, 7. This is another little position of our major pentatonic scale. If you notice, this thing right here, I'm not doing that in the lick, but it's the same notes as this. A lot of times in blues, just knowing something that is in a different position or just a slightly different way of playing it, same pattern, just different way of playing it, can open up different improvising ideas like this one. Gives you a little different position changes. It kind of sounds a little bit different. So hit 9, 7, 9 on the A. It's our major 6th note, and then 7 here, our root note on the D string, or A note. Then I bent this 9th fret right here. 9th fret right here on the D string. And now I'm going to bend it slightly again, but now I'm going to put my first finger on so I can rake the low E and the low E and the A string. So I got. This helps me to get more muting involved. If I'm going to bend and rake to that 9th fret of the D string, now hit it without bending it. 7, 9, and then vibrato that. Really simple lick. We're back on the ones. Remember our rule is we got to get a major pentatonic scale. Here's another major pentatonic scale pattern. So pretty sweet lick there. You'll hear Warren Haynes just wear that kind of pattern out a lot. I got a lot of stuff using that little pattern from just listening to him play a lot. Okay, so that is it for lick 3. Okay, well that does it for this lesson. Like I mentioned previously, if you would like access to the full lesson, the interactive tab, the backing track, and all the other courses at learningguitarnow.com, check out the All Access Pass. All right, see you next time. Thanks for watching.